Top 5 wide receiver material, Malik Nabers. Where do you have him ranked if you had to, in a vacuum, rank him? 2026 outcome. Number 5, number 6, number 7. Let's say you had to be right by 1 in either direction, meaning you say 8, you can be 9, 8, or 7. Let's say you had to get it within 1. What number wide receiver is Malik Nabers? You can be wrong by 1 in either direction. Drop it in the chat. I'll drag all your answers on the screen after the intro. This is a Malik Nabers video. This is a Malik Nabers is going to shock the world. This is a Malik Nabers celebration show because this channel and we, this community, are the only ones that said don't listen to a single person, as these MDs on Twitter and everybody that said all these negative things about Nabers not playing till October, he's going to sit out, start out on PUP. We didn't. We guided you right. This is a celebration show. This is a Malik Nabers show. File on in. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios.
It's the Fantasy Football Show.
Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
You're watching a graveyard stream.
Malik Nabers. Malik Nabers. Let's throw these numbers on screen. We got a bunch of you dropping some massive predictions here. Travis saying wide receiver 4. Again, my question is if you could be wrong by 1 in either direction and you're trying to call this right. Let's say there was a lot on the line and you're like, doesn't matter where you draft him, doesn't matter any of that. Where do you rank him if you can only be wrong by 1 in either direction? If you say 5, you can be 6 or 4. Travis says 4, meaning that it could be 3, 4, or 5. Drop your prediction in the chat. Chuck Nasty says 4. Tommy, you're not listening to the instructions. 3 to 6. Sell, you're not listening to the instructions. Millhouse says 2. We got a 4 vote right here. Grim says 5. So Grim is essentially saying 5, 6, or 4. You can only be wrong in one direction. Keep dropping. Shelly says 6. So 5, 6, or 7. Now we're talking 5. So you're going to get. It's such a good exercise when you think about it. A lot of you guys throwing out some good numbers here. 6. We got, don't use 1 because you can be wrong in either direction. Use 2. So you can be 1, 2, or 3. This is a fun game you play. If you play with your buddies, there's some ways to take advantage of people that say the wrong number or something completely in the wrong direction, like 1. But this is a very good exercise. I guess you could call this the objective 1, we could say the objective 1 test or the objective 5 test or the objective 10 test. You can be wrong by X number, whatever you define it by, but it really makes you dig into what you really feel. If I said, you're going to win this or not win this, if you're within 4 of this prediction, let's say it's a player, you're predicting the finish for, I don't know, Jonah Coleman, but you could be wrong by 5 in either direction. Like, this is a very good exercise because it really tells you what you're really feeling. I will probably say my number is 5. I think he could be number 4. He could be number 5. He could be number 6. I think, there's a risk of going too low because this guy is so insane. He's so uber talented. Nabers looks healthy. He's got the red contact jersey off. If anybody doesn't know why we're even having this conversation right now, earlier today, we got word that this man, Malik Nabers, had the red no contact jersey thrown out the window. So now this man's walking in like a normal citizen into practice. And truly, I believe we're looking at a rising chupacabra monster that is going to take the NFL by storm yet again. Remind us that he's capable of being wide receiver number 1 overall in fantasy football, in the NFL, in Dynasty, in the now. I'm not saying he doesn't have hiccups or some potential gradual climbing in mobility and usage of his entire body, which he's still trying to reclaim from a nasty ACL tear, which severs the communication from your head to your leg. It literally severs it. When I had my ACL tear, I'd walk through the grocery store and I'd literally go, I want to go that way, and I'd keep walking straight. Your brain has to reconnect with your knee. It's a big process. It's not just, do you trust it? It's not just how good is it when you cut on it. A lot of it is trust. But the biggest factor in ACL recovery is quad strength. Because if your quad is tight, if you've got tons of quad muscle, and you've got, in some cases, like Frank Gore was the one player above all players, where you have so much muscle wrapped around your knee. Most people don't have any muscle around their knee. Feel your knee right now. It's all bone. You don't have any muscle around it. Frank Gore had it was like almost having it wrapped in ace bandages. That's how much muscle he had around his knee, Frank Gore. Garrison Hurst. I didn't mean to use Frank Gore. I'm thinking Niner players. It was Garrison Hurst who tore his ACL in high school, didn't know it, had so much quad strength. He went into the NFL combine draft experience, and the NFL draft, they tested his knee and found out he had no ACL. But they didn't know. He didn't know. No one could know, because his quad strength and the muscles around his knee, which are very rare, were so tight that his ACL wouldn't have even helped. But they did the surgery anyway, because back then they were scared. Point is, you look at a player like this man that has massive quads, good leg strength beyond normal. He is going to be somebody that gets further along quicker than the average bear. The thing that I told people when they started freaking out, when the MDs on Twitter were making up stuff about this and that, is that Malik Nabers was going to, once he got to the point where he was on the same level playing field as everybody else, because he had a little bit more of a devastating injury. It was to more was wrong in his knee than in just a simple ACL tear, that once he got to the level playing field, he was going to take off in his recovery. That the 2-3 months that he had, people were assuming would be at the same pace, would be at a much accelerated rate of recovery and just getting better and stronger. I have no worries that he trusts his knee. I think he trusts his knee just fine. The quad strength is there. I have no worries about his explosion. We've seen tons of footage of him planting off the other leg, the compensation, not even a concern. I got no concerns about the quarterback play, because you got Jameis Winston backing up a very injury-prone Jackson Dart, that if Dart went down, who's throwing dimes and darts into the end zone, even though I'm concerned about him getting concussed and playing and lasting, Jameis Winston is probably the quarterback of all quarterbacks to come in and take this man and amplify his play even more. This is a beautiful scenario where Nagy's awful. This is probably going to be a hampered rushing attack under Cam Skattebo, unfortunately, who we love, Cam Skattebo. And I like him per start, but how long does he start? Roman and Nagy are going to ruin this running attack. They're going to be down and needing to throw. That is the one solace you have here if you're owning anything Giants in 2026, is this man is going to be fed. He is the only player likely. Malachi Fields I like a lot too, but the receivers, the pass catchers, that's it. I don't love Skattebo this year. For many reasons, I love the guy. I think he's a monster. His career is going to be short, unfortunately. His injury risk is super high. He's coming off a pretty devastating injury that people say, oh, he does backflips or he's running around. It's not measured that way. This is going to be a less effective Skattebo this year, no matter what he says, no matter what anybody says, because of the type of injury that he had. And mix that with Greg Roman, who's awful for a rushing attack. Mix that with Matt Nagy, awful for a rushing attack, and for wins and losses in general. This is going to be a go downfield. He's somewhere over there, somewhere. Screw it. I'm throwing it to Malik Nabers' territory. This is if Dart doesn't stay healthy. Oh, no, Winston comes in. Poor us. Winston's going to saturate him with 17 targets in a single game. We'll watch it happen. This is the kind of player that could break the NFL reception record in a single game any given season. This is the kind of guy that could have more downfield missiles thrown in his direction than any wide receiver at any point, any season, this season, next season. This is the wide receiver that in Dynasty could be the bona fide number one overall Dynasty wide receiver one in a calendar year from today. This is a monster. This is an absolute savage. This is a guy we've been stealing away from people over and over and over and over again. We got any folks. We got wide receiver 7 over in the Rumble from Hammer. Aldi, appreciate you. DK, Shelly, Simi Valley, Luis in the building over on the Rumble machine. We've got first in the building tonight over on the YouTube machine is Aldi, Chuck Nasty, Bare Bones, appreciate you. Travis is in the building. DK's in the building. Everybody else in the building as well, filing on in. 160, 182, 160, 182 of you in here right now at the current moment of time. As the show, as you kind of know, as the show gets longer and longer during the 8 p.m. show, which is unhinged, no time limits show at 8 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, the graveyard show can get pushed back, and usually it's a little bit earlier than tonight, but it can be anywhere from midnight Eastern to like 12:59 is what my goal is, to go live within the midnight hour. You know, I try not to go live at 1 a.m. Eastern, but it's going to happen from time to time, 1:30, just depending on how long the graveyard or the 8 p.m. show goes. Because if we're live from 8 p.m. until 11 p.m. Eastern, going live in less than 1 hour doesn't make any sense, you know, especially even for like an algorithm perspective. Like YouTube's going to be like, no one wants, you just ended. I'm not going to alert anybody. And so that's kind of the weird thing about YouTube and how they send their notifications. But you can bet your bottom dollar that we'll be live nearly every single night during the season. And the season starts now. This is not the off season. So we're here and going live almost every single midnight to 1 a.m. somewhere in that territory. Super chat here from my boy Jordan dropping a wad, says redraft been offered Chase Brown and Tyler Warren for Egbuka and ETN. I'm gonna say negative on that, Ghost Rider, and tell you I'd rather have Chase Brown and Tyler Warren, but I do like Egbuka and ETN. It's a nice combination, but the way I look at this is that Tyler Warren has similar value to ETN. Some platforms they go with the same exact draft territory. In an underdog, you might see Tyler Warren going 6, and you might see ETN going 4, but it's still, for the most part, averaging all these ADPs together. Warren and ETN are very, very close, whereas Chase Brown and Egbuka, or if you wanted to flip it the other way, you could say Warren and Buka. Right now, with the toe injury, Buka's going around the top of 4, and Warren's going in 4 on ESPN, and on these platforms they're at the end of 4. And then, 6th round on underdog. But the discrepancy between the value, regardless of the cost of entry, still very close between Warren and Egbuka, and Chase Brown over ETN by, I don't want to say like a home run, but like a significant amount. ETN's going to be very crafty this year, but give me the Chase Brown, Tyler Warren side. Now, wide receivers, if you didn't have what you have, it would make me a little bit more apprehensive to leave it where it is and not explore a trade like you're kind of exploring. But you give me AJB, Devontae Adams, dribbling downs. I mean, I'm fine with what you got. You don't need to be going any other direction other than Chase Brown at RB, Warren at tight end, AJB. This is a really good squad. So if you send Buka packing and you have D Adams, dribbling downs as your wide receivers to go with AJB, but you get to add Chase Brown, I love it. So I'm all about the Chase Brown, Tyler Warren side of this trade. Thank you for dropping the super chat, young man. Appreciate you. It's $20 super chat over in the Rumble machine. Let me go screen grab that. Appreciate you dropping that. That one's coming in from Hammer, and it is as follows. Let's see if I can drag it over here. Dynasty wide receiver 2, redraft Jamar Chase, St. Brown, AJB, JSN, CD, Rice, Nabers. Appreciate you. Dynasty wide receiver 2. Oh, so you're just ranking it. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Nabers 5-ish. I have Nabers in Dynasty. If I had to rank, I would say it's Jamar Chase. It is JSN, and probably going to be in Dynasty. Different conversation. We're talking about 2026. I have them 5. In Dynasty, we're talking probably 3. Even in the consideration of tied for 2, JSN. I could even put, to be honest with you, I could probably put him 2, tied with JSN or ahead of him. It would be Jamar Chase, Dynasty. It would be JSN, and probably tied with Malik Nabers. That's the way I would rank my top 3 Dynasty, and this would be a tie. It would be essentially a tie. It depends on like the risk level, what you're working with, but easily could have these guys as 1, 2, 3 in any JSN Nabers order you want. Very, very, very arguable JSN over Nabers, but these are my top 3. Easily in Dynasty. Redraft, I would probably slide Puka in at number 2 or 3. Probably 3. I think I have JSN locked in pretty good. Probably St. Brown ahead of Nabers in redraft, potentially. And then, so I'd have Chase, JSN, Puka, St. Brown. And then I'm going bold by saying Nabers 5 because I could put Lamb there. I could put, Pickens there, honestly, and then Nabers if I wanted to. But like going bold, I think 5 works. I think 5 works in redraft. 3 or 2 works in dynasty. That would be my ranking. That's how I see it. And so, definitely feel like, you asked this question to people 5 months ago and you get Nabers 2, 3, 4 spots ranked down from all these different dynasty redraft angles. And it's just a harsh reminder that like if Genty had tore his ACL and was out, thank God he's not. Thank God he is okay. But if Genty had tore his ACL, we would be having Worried Williams racing into the chat, re-ranking things in ways that didn't make sense anymore. You'd have nobody having Genty in the top 3 or 4 in Dynasty. And it's a harsh reminder that people are fickle and they jump off the train really quickly. And when injuries like that happen, you've got to race to it. You've got to go grab these players while they're cheap, because Barkley, after his ACL tear, was outside everyone's top 12 running back consensus in Dynasty. Just removed completely, raptured from fantasy football, in some cases outside people's top 15. Nobody wanted to wait. People were impatient. And then he became the number 1 overall running back. So understand how fickle people are with this kind of stuff. And quite honestly, I feel like it's wild how people react to injuries in Dynasty. Now, redraft, obviously, your season's tanked if you had it, and it's brutal. And then people don't want to touch that player the next year. They're like, I don't want anything to do with them. 10-team, keep 10 PPR. My team is Lamar, Mahomes, Pickens, T. Higgins, McLaurin, Michael Wilson, ETN, Hendy, Judkins, Fannin. Draft next week. Any moves before draft? I would probably say 10-team. Lamar, Mahomes, Pickens, T. Higgins, McLaurin. I'm probably trying to get into a Judkins plus Higgins or Judkins plus McLaurin for one monster, bro. We're talking Chase Brown. We're talking Pickens. We're talking McBride-ish players. Love that. That's the move to make. This is the easiest thing in the world, but I'm trying to see keep 10. So that's a trade idea for you. As far as keeping 10 goes, I mean, Lamar, Mahomes. I don't think you say it's super flex or not, but Lamar, Mahomes. Let's go Lamar, Pickens, Mahomes. If it's super flex, you're taking Mahomes. If it's not, you could keep Lamar, Pickens, Hendy, ETN, Higgins. Yeah, I think that's all your players there. Draft week, any moves. Okay, those would be the moves I'd make. Yeah, you've already got your 10 selected. Okay, I'm going to jump into a Field General 2 on Underdog. Promo code Smitty. Underdog will match your first deposit 50% all the way up to $1,000 in bonus credit. So just hit that link that's in the description of the video. It's pinned in the live chat as well. Code Smitty gets it done on top of that. We're going to jump into a Field General 2, which is a super flex. These super flexes will go quickly, so you might want to get in them while you can. And once they're gone, they're probably gone. I would imagine this is the last one of the year. So Underdog, promo code Smitty, the last super flex contest, I would say. So tap in. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Target, thank you so much. And Travis D with the super I got Dynasty offer of Cam Ward, Rashee Rice, Loveland, and Hampton. I get May, Kincaid, Burden, Hendy, Jaden, Higgins, Superflex 0.5 tight end premium. I got Dynasty offer Cam Ward, Rashee Rice, Loveland, and Hampton. Hold on. I think this is a horrible offer, but let me just digest it real quickly. I'm on the clock here. I might consider Gibbs here. Just see what happens at QB. Let's see. If not, I'll take May. Let's see what he does here. Gibbs. Okay, Gibbs. So I'm going to go Drake May here. and then we'll see what we do on the flip down around. My favorite thing is when someone comes in and goes, "Is this Superflex?" I just have a question. Let me put on my gunner glasses, the blue light blocking. Is this Superflex? I got dynasty offer of Cam Ward, Rashee Rice, Loveland, and Hampton. I get May, Kincaid, Burden, Hendy, Jaden Higgins, Superflex 0.5. So 0.5 premium. I mean, May is huge, bro. Huge. But Loveland in a premium, Rashee Rice and Hampton. I don't know, bro. I love Drake May, but I think I'm probably, but Hendy, Burden. Yeah, you know what? Give me the Drake May side. God, that's a tricky one when you read that because it's like Hampton and Rice. Rice could fall off. Who knows? He could be great. He could fall off. And I love Loveland a lot. I don't know who your tight end would be other than Kincaid. Maybe Kincaid, or you call him Kincard. If Kincaid is your starter, it's a little bit of a hit, a massive hit. But May above Cam Ward is so big that it makes up for that, honestly, in Superflex. And then really Hendy and Burden versus Rice and Hampton. I don't know. I think I'd probably say give me the May side. Guys, vote on this one. This is such a tough one. Like, I started to lean toward the Hampton side at first, and then I flipped. So vote on this. Cam Ward, Rashee Rice, Loveland, and Hampton. Or May, Kincard, a.k.a. Kincaid, Burden, Hendy, Jaden Higgins, Superflex 0.5. That's so tough. I'm kind of wavering again. You know what? Maybe I'm going to go with that. I don't know. I might switch it. I can't tell. It's a really, really close call. It's a really close call. I'll open phone lines in a second. Travis, if you're there, you can call in. I don't know what I'm thinking here. Chat, vote on this one. The May side seems to be the smarter side, but boy, is it tempting to bank on Cam Ward and just hope he's really serviceable. And then, you know, if Rashee Rice even fell off the face of the earth, you still got Loveland and Hampton. Like, it's still a very, very nice side of this trade. You know, it all does come down to Hendy and Burden, and I think that they'll pull through. So final answer, Travesty, is the Drake May side, and I bank on the Hendy, and I bank on the Burden holding their weight, but that's a really close call. Travis, did you waver on that one at all? Because that was tough.
Yeah, I did the same thing you did, where I almost rejected it outright just because it looks like so much, and then I switched. Just because, like, I think Burden can rival Rashee Rice in Dynasty. And Hendy, obviously, I have faith in him. And so, like, I think Hendy can rival Hampton, you know, even if they're getting, you know, 80% of what they score.
Mm-hmm.
And then because it's only a 0.5, it's only a 0.5 tight end premium, right?
Yeah, 0.5.
So, yeah. So, to me, the gap between Kincaid and Loveland compared to May and Ward in a Superflex, the gap for May and Ward is too big for me.
And I'd also say, like, go get Goddard too, but go get, like, a Okonkwo.
Upgrade, yeah.
Go get Fannin in, like, a cheaper way, and you'll be fine. I'd probably lean in that direction that.
It's close, so that's a tough one. Because the Rice and Hampton look like two monsters, you know, and Loveland. 3 monsters sitting there.
Yeah. You know, I think Hendy and Burden are just such wild cards that there's a chance Hendy's top 5 or 7, you know, at some point real soon. That Burden sneaky 11, 12 capable. Yeah, I'm gonna lean that side. But man, I definitely would attack another tight end. I'd throw like Kincaid and whatever you got to do, smaller scope to go get that Okonkwo, who's super undervalued, Fannin, who's just so cheap compared to where he should be going. It depends on the platform, but this one here from Mr. Smith, appreciate you dropping the super chat here. Are you worried about Evans can't finish a practice? I mean, I'll be honest in saying that I'm not pleased with where, like, the thing that pisses me off is this man, and I think the substation is really, really pissing me off because This guy's been working harder than he's been working in camp and during the preseason at his own little home facility, dragging sleds and weight everywhere, and he's not suffering any sort of hamstring quad injury. And then he goes out, and immediately at the substation, things start going awry for everybody again. You know, Jed York, who's in charge of making the decision probably of whether to look into this again or what to do, is out there showing you his decision making is piss poor. So what has been proven and not proven by this substation thing? And so part of me is like really, really worried that's more of a case that we look back on someday and go, wow, remember when everybody's kind of joked about it? Nobody really did anything about it. People just kept brushing it under the rug. I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. Am I liking the discount of Mike Evans? Yes, because he's like kind of fallen into like round 5, and I still think if you cuff him to Stribling, you'll be really, really well off in best ball. In non-best ball, a little bit more concerning that you could be left, you know, in the lurch like during weeks where he just sits out or something. But I'll admit it's starting to feel a little bit worrisome to a degree. I'm still in at the right price. The price seems to be good. Business is good when you're drafting Evans. You're not over drafting him. Smitty, rate the 12-team PPR 2 flex. Hurts, Javonte, Swift, Chase, Nico, likely Waddle, Wilson, bench, Murray, Brooks. Yeah, I like. I mean, anytime your team has Javonte and Swift as your starters, I'm not gonna love your team. I'm just gonna be honest. I mean, Waddle is Chase, Nico. Chase and Nico are nice, but I'm trading Waddle and Swift or Waddle and Javonte for a monster, bro. Just a straight savage. And speaking of savage, there's Malik Nabers sitting right there for the taking in the 4th round pick, turning into 5.
Mashed potatoes!
Man of the hour. Yeah, buddy. Man of the hour. Woo! That was a good one. Jeremiah Love, I don't like that he got snagged. What's this guy doing from the 1 pick? What are you doing, bro? Why is it always some sort of Mickey Mouse drafter that, like, I don't know, almost throws out drafts when I start off hot and I love my team and I look over and there's some person just with their gas on the pedal to the metal on some strategy is going to throw the whole thing out. What's he doing back there? All right, Rice, Colston, Love. I could go Colston, Love. It's a little early. Let's go. I guess I'll cue Rashi Rice because I'm about to time out. So St. Brown, Rashi Rice, H.N. May. What's he doing back there? Jeez. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, my advice to you, and you could even explore trading Brooks, you know, in that too, or Stribling. But I don't know if you came to me and said, Smitty, look at my team. And I don't love Hurts either. You draft a lot of guys I'm just not super fond of this year. You know, like Swift and Hurts and Waddle and then, you know, so that's part of the problem. But if you were to take, like, even if you kept Javonte, who I like as your 2, I really like Javonte, but as your 1, it doesn't feel good. Swift and Waddle for 1, and I don't even know how far you could reach. I mean, that's a lot of value. Waddle goes like in the late 3, top of 4 sometimes, and then Swift is climbing, and you could, I think you could be able to get either a Jeremiah Love worst case scenario, or you could probably catch someone sleeping on a Chase Brown or something. I don't know. What other running back could he get for Swift, Stribling, and Waddle, let's say?
Swift, Stribling, Waddle. I mean, I always think like you can take something like that and go for like the ETNs, Tutons, Hendies with another small piece. Find someone that's not happy that they got quote unquote stuck drafting Derrick Henry at the end of an RB run.
Yeah.
And, you know, ideas like that.
Just try for every running back like Hampton, Walker, Chase Brown.
Yeah, work your way
like,
down.
Worst case, Jeremiah Love. You could go after a Breece Hall and something if you wanted, and maybe give up a little less. Maybe go Stribling and Waddle, or Swift and Stribling for like a small upgrade somewhere. Tootin, maybe, I don't know. And then do an additional. I don't know. You could potentially do Waddle and Swift. Waddle and Swift for a Jeremiah Love or hopefully something higher. And then you could maybe do Javonte and Stribling for a similar move if you wanted to do a double, but I'd at least make one of those moves. I just don't love. Go to the Hendy owner, see if they want Ramondre. I like Downs a lot. I could really move something. Oh no, this is a different team. I was like, wait a minute, this looks different. A couple similar players. I thought this team right here upgrades need. I have the 1.2 spot, 14-man league. Let me draft real quickly, and then I'll help you with that. Probably going to go with this pick. Of course, I'm drafting with my people. They're not going to let me get Bashal Tootin. That's okay. We'll go Loveland here. Diversification across the portfolio is nice. This is a Drake May, St. Brown, Achane, Nabers, Rice, Loveland team. Very different than normal for me, so I like that. 1.2, 14-man, full PPR, JD5, Bijan, Jalen Warren, AJB, London, Mark Andrews, Higgins at flex bench. Waddle's a great trade piece again. That's why I got confused with this team. Waddle and maybe love the JD5, Bijan, AJB. So Jalen Warren, Waddle, Jalen Warren, Waddle, T. Higgins, Waddle, London. Waddle, London gets you a lot more, though. Know that. But I'm trying to move all that stuff, I think, to try and just upgrade. I need another RB here, I think. So probably going to go. I like Ibuka here, though. But I'm going to swing big on Bucky and hope that gives me. And I almost went Hendy, but I'm going to go with the guy that I can cuff pretty easy and then have potentially that running back one feel. Even though Hendy could eventually get there, but I do believe Bucky now has potential running back one feel, right? So HN and Bucky, I feel like I got my RBs on lock. St. Brown, Nabers, Rice, that feels great. Loveland, and then May, and then I just need to kind of like get crafty at the QB spot. So yeah, give me the Jalen Warren and Higgins, Jalen Warren and Waddle and Higgins, Higgins, and Jalen Warren for just one straight up savage. You know, obviously I'm trying to get Pickens. Obviously I'm trying to get players in that territory. Who's his tight end? Andrews. McBride would be interesting, but Bijan, he should be. You're going to need to get an RB, though, if you trade Warren away. I just don't like Jalen Warren as your running back, too.
Yeah, that's tough.
Wonder if you could trade London down to like a Garrett Wilson to upgrade Jalen Warren to a better running back and just a 2-for-2. Then you leave you Waddle and Higgins to move for one receiver. If you do Waddle and Higgins go to a team that has just like Pickens and they don't have any other depths, like do something like that. 2 different trades. That's what I do.
How do you feel about Downs right now with the news that came out that they're going to be 50-50 if Chuba's okay?
50-50 what?
If Chuba's healthy week 1, Canales said Brooks and Chuba will be 50-50. What's your take on like Brooks with that?
Oh, I thought you said Downs.
If I did, I made a mistake.
Brooks, look, that's great news. Like, I don't know if people were envisioning Brooks to be named the starter without, like, having to earn it a little bit. The fact that he's going to be 50-50 already, it's kind of like, to me, I'm like, why is anybody upset over this? This is great news. In fact, I probably should do a live stream tomorrow on that. But it's great news. Just like when we heard that Tootin was listed as a co-starter, we had people actually complaining. I mean, this is what happens when a takeover happens. Like, there's a sign that if anything, think about it from Chuba and Rodriguez's point of view. They just lost the job. You know, even if you want to say it's a co-starter, imagine things getting better when they say, okay, Chuba, you were the starter, now you're the co-starter. Things are going in the wrong direction again for him. Like, this is going in Brooks' direction.
Yeah, I think it's a buying opportunity on Brooks.
Oh, yeah. Drop Willis for Baker. We talked about this earlier. I'd make a trade and pick up one or the other. You know, I don't know that Baker has more value than Willis, bro. So try and use it to your advantage. I don't think you're maximizing your opportunities if you just grab one over the other. But Baker probably has more value than Willis. Although you drop Willis, I'm sure someone's attention will be on it, and then they grab him. So I'd try and trade. I don't know if you could drop your kicker, pick up Baker, and then try and make a move, then pick up your kicker or D at the last second. That would be my advice. But who would I rather have? Who would you rather have in a vacuum sense, Travis, Willis or Baker?
I think it's still Baker slightly, but man, I think that's going to change really fast because I think Willis is going to be able to do, things that, like we were talking about with Dart, going to do some things like Kyler did, just with his legs, and because his legs are more valuable than I think even people think. And that's just going to help you with a safe floor every week.
Yeah. I think in general, I do want Willis over Baker, just from the fantasy football rushing perspective. But I like both of them a lot. Baker's such a dog. That 40 touchdown season goes so understated, but they're really close.
There is a point to be made, though, that we've probably seen Baker's peak. I don't think, that season almost was kind of an outlier. He's very good, but, he was QB4 that year, whereas the other 2 years around it was 10 and 12. So
yeah, Willis is totally untapped. We don't even know what he is. He's
he's
untapped. Kind of like Sean Parker said to Mark Zuckerberg in Social Network. It's such a good movie if you haven't seen it, where he's like, do we run ads? I don't know if you guys have ever seen that movie. It's so good.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean Parker's like, you don't even know what it is. It's cool. Don't run ads. You ruin it. We have no idea what Willis is at all. I mean, he might be a complete utter bust, but I think the odds of that are probably more on the lines of, if I'm using a 0 to 100 scale, it's 20%. There's probably a 20 or 30% chance he's just good. And then there's probably a 40 or 50% chance that he is going to be fantasy football goodness to the tune of a top 8 to 12 quarterback. So I just think, I think I'm going to bet on the upside.
I think you kind of convinced me to bet on the upside with that, now that we talk it through.
Because, you're right. Baker did have a 40 touchdown season, but
I think that's the peak now that I'm looking over his whole career here.
Yeah.
And on the website, it's got Baker with the 12th toughest schedule, Willis with the 11th. So overall, they got very similar schedules. So there's not a huge difference there.
The running is nice, though. Not that Baker can't run, but got offered Genty for Nabers. My team is Dart, T-Law, Hampton, Judkins, Tootin, Brooks, Mitchell, AJB, Buka. Right off the rip, I'd just say they're really close. There's really no way you could say one is getting ripped off. I would probably lean toward, you've got Hampton and Judkins, Tootin, Brooks. You got good running backs. You got AJB, Buka, Evans. You're probably better off with Nabers, but they're both so good. I don't know. Give me the longevity in the wide receiver, and I do think he has a chance to be the number one overall pick, in 2028, 2029, I think.
Is this dynasty or redraft? I didn't see.
I'm assuming it's dynasty. If it's a redraft question, with the injury, though, maybe it's the same answer. I don't know.
The one thing I will say is that Genty owner, if it's redraft, he's trying to get out of Genty.
Yeah.
And
might be able to take advantage.
Right.
Let's go with Stribling. Look at this team so far.
It is redraft.
This guy, by the way, ended up with good receivers, at the end of the day. I think his team still isn't any better because of his approach, but shockingly, Garrett Wilson and MHJ and Christian Watson ended up being really decent wide receivers for his build. But at the end of the day, his running backs and everything, they don't trump Like, they're not anything crazy different than mine. His receivers aren't as good as, like, so it doesn't really change. I think he just went a long way around to get a similar team as he could have just drafted without all the stress of smacking 4 running backs in a row and playing Tetris. I have May, St. Brown, Achane, Nabers, Rice, Loveland, Bucky, Parker Washington, BTJ, Stribling. I just timed out on Beck. That's fine. He's in my queue. But that's okay. I really like Beck in Superflex. Beck is like a secret weapon to me in Superflex. And then, I don't think this team trumps that. I mean, Henry, Chase Brown, Love, and ETN. Is it really that? Henry, Chase Brown, Love, and ETN. Achane, Bucky, and I'm going to get all the cuffs, hopefully. And I'll have like a Coleman and something like that. I don't know. I don't think he's crushing my running backs enough to say it's worth having the receiver difference that I have of St. Brown, Nabers, Rice, Parker, Washington, BTJ, Stribling. So
you can only start 3 a week, right? So
yeah, 3 and then a flex. Got offered Genty for Nabers. So in a vacuum, chat, vote on this. And Travis, what do you think? Genty or Nabers? Nabers or Genty in a redraft? You said it was redraft. Morris, and thank you for the super chat. I'm going to lean with your team. AJB, Buka, Evans is there. It's pretty even in redraft. It is because now Buka, Evans, like all this looks pretty solid and balanced. I probably lean toward Genty by a hair.
What about Mike Washington though? What if he can't get Mike Washington? Does that worry you, or do you stay the same?
I mean, not really too much. I'd try to get him, but
Yeah.
when
I mean,
you
he's got
can
decent depth.
when you can get him would be when you're make sure this guy doesn't have him and he's keeping him. I hate when people make those trades. I'm like, bro, you didn't get the cuff. They're like, oh, I didn't think about it.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, you got Brooks and Tootin and Jug. Like, you'll be fine. I love both of them. They're neck and neck. They're neck and neck, bro. You can't even go wrong. Like, don't feel like you're messing up by going one over the other. On the clock here. Hold on. Jonah Coleman. Wow, these running backs got ripped off the board. I missed out on Kenny Gainwell. I was sleeping at the wheel. I'll go Shador here. So Shador and Beck, not a bad QB2 scenario given how I'm stacking, I guess. I don't know. Man, those running backs got ripped off. Where did Kenny Gainwell go? I guess I'm in round 12, but in a Superflex, I thought for sure I wasn't paying attention. But that's okay. I don't necessarily need it. It would have been nice, but now I got to decide what I do at this pick. I'm going to go Jonah Coleman. Give myself a third RB. So I got Achane, Bucky, and Coleman. I like the squad. Yeah, you can't go wrong, Morrison. Chat, vote on it one more time, please. Redraft, Genty or Nabers. Here's his team. He's very balanced. I don't think the team even matters because it's so balanced that you could choose which one do you think outscores the other. Yeah, thank you for the super chat, bro. We'll be doing one more draft tonight. I'll count it down and we can all join one together. Nabers, 1 vote for Nabers. I think we had a few Genty votes earlier already, so it seems like we're at like a 5 to keep voting if you can. Genty, Nabers, 4-4.
Yeah, I think I'd lean slightly Genty, but because he said Mike Washington's on waivers too. So
oh God. How?
Yep.
Like
it must be weekly waivers or something.
Yeah, your waivers, everybody. You got to do full load droppage though, bro. Go get Genty.
Yeah.
Now I'm even more so wanting it. Go get Genty. Drop the full wad on Washington. And if you say, "Are you sure?" Yes. I mean, I guess you could take the gamble if you know your league and you're like, my league's a bunch of worried Williams and we have $500 fab and the most anybody's ever dropped even last year was like 120. Like, then okay, drop 200. But make sure you go over what you believe to be the worst case scenario. Mark says best running back stash no one's talking about. We talked about it in the last show. Lloyd's nice. Lloyd doesn't, it's not like he's going at the complete end of a draft. I mean, he's still somebody that people are pretty hyped about. He just went in the 13th round in a super flex right here. So he's not like untapped, but yeah, there's a lot more upside. Every day that goes by that he's staying healthy just kind of adds more of a stamp of approval that the Green Bay staff is fixing him like they fixed Christian Watson, potentially the problems. Definitely like him. Definitely like him more every day.
Yep.
I think Bigsby, and I definitely don't believe Jacobs, that's for sure. Jacobs is probably the worst draft, one of the worst picks in fantasy, top 3. Smitty, I have him. What are you talking about? I own him. It's a little bit of a bold call here. I'm going to go another quarterback. I'm going to go Mac Jones. Mac Jones, Beck, and Sanders. I believe we're getting some starts out of that somehow. You think Aller gets in there at some point?
I mean, I don't know. You mean you think Rodgers gets hurt? Like you thinking?
Yeah, he's just older. Older.
He could miss a couple. It's gonna be really interesting to watch that QB room play out. I got a feeling Ron's old favorite Mason Rudolph is gonna be hitting the streets. I don't think there's a spot for him anymore.
Cardinals letting go of Benson and not Connors is great.
Yeah.
Cardinals have never been the brightest personnel team.
Makes you wonder, like you were talking about earlier, too, that the attitude issues that they've talked about, and did he wear his welcome, maybe, too? They just get sick of him.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, they couldn't get a 7th, but then again, maybe not, because look what the Patriots just got for Kayshon Boutte. I didn't expect them to get a lot.
Crazy. Yeah, Monty's horrible value. Anybody loves Monty's value, no offense, but it's because you have him. And you're just wanting him to be better than he is. He's in a committee. He's older. He's injury prone. Offensive line was horrible last year. Maybe it's better. It better be.
I think it's a little better.
Yeah, I think Woody's a better fit. Woody's so good. He looks so good.
If someone's thinking to themselves, "Oh, Woody stinks," you better check up on that quick, because
you might want to.
He's going to take away from Monty.
You might want to watch some film. What's up, Smitty? 10-team PPR. Allen, Dart, Bijan, Chase Brown, Swift, Marks, Coleman, Waddle, DK. I feel like, is this the team I already did? McBride, what trade to make? No, this is new. It's a similar. I assume 1 QB. So Bijan, Chase Brown. Love Allen, Bijan, Chase Brown. You can't get better than that. So Swift, obviously. Swift and Waddle. Easy. Swift and Waddle for Pickens. Swift and Waddle. I'd throw in Stribling if I had to. I'd throw in Woody Marks if I have to. Swift and Waddle and DK if I had to throw in all 3. BTJ. Just getting a monster, bro. You get a monster to go with McBride and those boys, it's over. And what constitutes a monster? Anything like in the top 25, 27 territory, man. Our top 27, not necessarily the ADP top 27, but just any of those like turn players we talk about constantly, whether it's, and Rice even makes some sense if you were to go like Waddle, Swift for Rice and you're taking a gamble. You go get Cyrus Allen off waivers, but I'd rather you go Pickens. I'd rather you go, you got McBride already. I'd rather you go.
You'd be surprised at the amount of people that probably would take Waddle over a Neighbors right now because they're afraid of his knee still. Like,
especially if you throw Swift in.
Multiple people.
Yeah,
that's what I mean with a Swift attached. But Pickens, I like Pickens too because you always he's the wide receiver too.
Yeah, nice job, bro. I saw on to the moon. What do you guys think of this team right here? May from the 3 spot. St. Brown, Achane, Neighbors, Rice, Loveland, Bucky, P. Wash, BTJ, Stribbs, Beck, Sanders, Coleman, Mac Jones, Hunter, Kalen Black. I go Sean Tucker to cuff with my Bucky, and I think Tucker's just good for like 5, 6, 7 touchdowns. Pretty good looking team.
I'm obviously you want to cuff him like you said, but I'm starting to feel a little better about Bucky.
Yeah.
Just because we haven't heard anything about Bucky. I still believe in the talent. So.
Yeah. And the fact that they had those three Bucky plays in the preseason there, that last game looks really, really good.
Right.
And if you cuff him, you're golden. Because if they overwork him and he gets hurt, then guess what? The options get dwindled down, and then all of a sudden Sean Tucker's getting or Gainwell. But mark my words, Sean Tucker is one of the best late round 17, 18 players you can draft in fantasy football 2026. Sean Tucker is going to get you at least 2 or 3 games in best ball where he unseats your flex. He's just going to unseat him because there's going to be 100 yards and a touchdown somewhere. There's going to be a 2-touchdown, 40-yard rushing game. There's going to be something sitting there for you where in optimal best ball scoring, you don't have to make the decision. Sean Tucker gets inserted into your starting lineup, just like anybody doesn't know. It's optimal scoring. You don't have to set your lineup. If you have 2 or 3 quarterbacks, your top scorer gets started for you each week. If you got 3 running backs, your top 2 will get started for you each week, and then the other one could be in contention for your flex. But Chuck, great team, Smitty. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate you. All right, who's over there on Rumble? We got DJ up in DJ's up in here. Simi Valley, Hammer's in the building over in Rumble. Shelly's over in the building. YouTube, everybody in YouTube land, we got like 200-300 in the building. I'll try and go live earlier tomorrow, but again, the Graveyard Show is always going to be sporadic. It's always going to be a different time. We will be doing a countdown to draft or to join another draft as soon as we get through this 19.3 pick of mine. We'll jump in and I'll count it down from 10 and we'll jump into a draft together. Probably do another super flex because they're going to be gone quickly and we're going to wish we did more of them. Well, actually, you know what? I guess we could do, is there still a $1
Dalmatian?
The thing I like about
but they fill quick.
The thing I like about these, though, is that it's hard for the sniping to really hurt you because there's so many quarterbacks and it's a lot easier to draft together in this one.
Yeah, Little Dalmatian is still there.
You know what I wish they would do in Underdog is have a skeleton crew draft, essentially, like where you don't have any bench players, or you have 2 bench players that you get to pick, kind of like a slim down league, where you draft in that way you could roll through them quicker too. You could do more, but basically just like you draft, a starting lineup and you get 2 bench spots. You got to pick and choose. Do you take a quarterback? Do you take, a running back? Do you take a tight end or whatever? Just you got to just take like 2 flex spots, or maybe 1 quarterback backup, 1 running back backup, 1 wide receiver backup, and then 1 tight end backup, and then I don't know, something like that would be fun.
Yep.
Just so you could get in and out, not have to have a 18-round draft every time.
The Puppy 4 is out too. Someone in the chat.
Oh, really?
Mentioned. Yep.
Let me go look at it. Puppy 4. Let's try Puppy 4, everybody. Pull up the Puppy 4. Underdog promo code Smitty. I'm not going to hit the button yet. Don't hit it yet. Puppy 4. Underdog promo code Smitty. The link is in the description of the video. The link will insert code Smitty for you. And you're going to tap in here in a second on Underdog. So we'll count down from 10, 9, 8. Dynasty offered Cam Ward, Rashi Rice, Loveland. I think I already did this one. 4, 3, 2, 1. Smash the enter button on the $20 or the $5 puppy. These will fill fast. I can't control it, especially if there's like when I hit it, there's 3 spots or whatever that fill. It fills so quickly. JP got the 1 pick. Mark is in the 2. Flippy's in the 8. I'm in the 10, of course. Hale is in the 11. So I recognize about 6 of you, 7 of you. So it's going to be a Snipe City draft for sure. God, those things fill quick. There's like 5. When I clicked it was 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I think some of you are hit. I think some people like it was always Ray G. I don't know where Ray G's been lately, but Ray G would literally be no matter what, would never miss a draft. And I think Ray G literally would join as many as he had to and probably draft in like 7 drafts just because he would always be in it no matter what. It was insane.
Yeah. What pick did you get?
What is this, Puppy 4? I think 10 or 11, per usual.
All right, I'll ask you a quick trade question. I think I know the answer, but should I send Ladd, Tootin, and Burden for AJB, then pick up Cyrus off waivers? That's too much, right?
Okay, say it again. Ladd, Tootin,
and Burden for AJB.
Ladd, redraft. Ladd, Tootin, Burden. No way.
Way too much, right?
Yeah, way too much.
And then, but either way, you want to pick up Cyrus off waivers.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ladd and Burden even too much for you for AJB? Is that something you'd consider? Maybe depending on what else you have.
Yeah, that would depend. Like, is it a 10-man? Is there like tons of value on the waiver wire? Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, let me open the phone line real quickly. Phone lines are open. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
I might cycle people around.
He said he sent Ladd and Tootin. That seems like a lot.
I'd rather have Ladd and Tootin than AJB alone, bro.
Yeah.
I think you're yeah. I mean,
overpaying.
Talking about Tootin's going to be top 10 running back, bro. Copeland, you are live, young. I think that's who this is. What's up? You're live.
Hey, man, appreciate you. Love the show. I sent the super chat earlier about 10 team, 10 keepers, and I was wondering if trading off either Mahomes or Lamar with Higgins or McLaurin to upgrade. Just didn't know who I should really target.
One QB, was it?
Yeah, one QB.
Then of course, yes, of course I would do that. For sure, bro.
Who do you think you would look at with I don't know. I love Mahomes. I wouldn't mind trading Lamar and T. Higgins. Who do you think I could upgrade that to?
Mahomes, it depends. People aren't going to really give you much for a 1 QB for Mahomes. I don't know. They're just not. It's just not going to get. So I don't. That'd have to be almost a throw in on top of what we're talking about. I think it was Waddle and who else was it? Or Swift?
It was. No, it was.
What did I suggest to you?
Judkins and T. Higgins for like
Okay.
Chase Brown is what you
Yeah, and you got to throw Mahomes in, bro. Mahomes ain't gonna get you great. He'll be a nice add-in though. That's nice icing on the cake, and you don't need it. I like him, but throw it in.
Right. Gotcha.
All right, man.
Sounds like a plan, man. Appreciate you.
All right, Colin, if you got another one. DJ, you are live, young man. What can I do for you, DJ?
Best show on the planet, Smitty. What's up, squad? I need some help.
All right.
Regarding it's a 10-man redraft league. I adopted the team, and I keep looking at it, and it just can't. It's not a bad team, but I figure you might be able to help me parse through it. Let me pull it up here. Sorry, I should have had it up. And it's like, oh, let me call. 10-man league, Superflex. No tight end premium.
All right, hit me with.
I have Daniels, Love. I'm just reading my lineup here, so forgive me. Daniels, Love, Harvey.
Love is your running back or quarterback?
That is running back.
Oh.
Harvey.
Okay.
Stevenson.
Okay.
Forum. Algier. Robinson.
Okay.
Not Bijan, but Robinson, the backup to come
Okay.
to Bijan. Okay. Receivers. Pickens. Waddle. Javonte Williams, Detroit. Addison. Sutton.
Hold on one second, DJ. Hold on one second. Let me go to my pick real quick. AJB H-Haney. Josh Allen. Right before I picked, that was a little brutal, but I'll tell you what. I don't mind grabbing him. I don't trust any of you guys down at the end there. And I don't mind doing this early because there's a plethora of wide receivers I love here. I'll take ETN here instead of at the 4.3. Sometimes reaching and making that decision at the turn is very smart and lucrative because you're balancing like 3 or 4 or 5 wide receivers anyway. And the running back is the concern here anyway for me at this turn. So I'm going to go ahead and snag right there and feel really good about what's left over because I could go Loveland if I want. I could go Buka or Garrett Wilson or any of those guys are available. So I'm feeling really, really good. I wasn't even for sure knowing what I wanted yet. So now we go Garrett Wilson, and so Buka falls. I still think Buka. I think people are just really scared off him, but this is great value to get Buka in 4 again. He was climbing into the middle of the 3rd. It sucked, and there you go. So Buka, AJB, H-Han, and ETN. Like that. All right, go ahead, DJ.
Lamar Jackson, QB.
So you have JD5 and Lamar.
So I have JD5 and I have Lamar.
Right.
Yeah. Nice.
Tight end?
Tyler Warren, Indy.
All right.
Did I say Addison? Did I give you Addison as a wide
did.
receiver?
Yep.
You did.
Yep.
Tight ends, the other tight end, Gatson, as well as Henry.
You always know how you can get Ron Navy on the phone line or get him on the show. Like he's in the lazy boy sleeping right now. You could say Addison's not a very good receiver. That's like taking a hose and putting it down like a gopher hole and just turning it on blast. Ron's in his lazy boy. What's going on? Like gets up and
signal for Ron.
Just running straight to the just
What'd you say?
ready to go. They got the plate of steak, the empty plate with the fork and knife on his chest. He's in the lazy boy. Yeah, he's probably listening right now. Warren, so what's the dilemma here? I like the team. I wish you had Coleman, I don't love Waddle. Don't love Stevenson. Don't like. There's a couple pieces I could move around, but then your quarterbacks, you get reminded how good your team is. Like Superflex, sometimes, like when you go early tight end, you look at the team, you're like, okay, I got to remind myself this has got J85 and Lamar. What are you thinking here? What is your dilemma?
Well, I adopted the team, and not to say that when I draft everything's roses and I hit, but I adopted the team. So with that, I'm just kind of more willing to kind of like move some things and et cetera, if and where need be. The QBs, I mean, I'm locked in there, right? And particularly in the Superflex. I'm not a Waddle fan. So is there a position or perhaps a package that I might be able to get an R?
I only see a JD5 downgrade or something, or a Lamar downgrade, which is possible. I don't think that's a death sentence to the team. I think it's a totally an open possibility. Let me just grab let's see, Hendy here. Oh, I like that. Hendy here. So Hendy, oh God, I love Hendy at the end of round 5. That's crazy. Hendy, ETN, and Achan's fantastic. AJ Brown, Buka. Just a nice looking squad. Parker Washington, good pick.
Yeah, that's my Hendy and Buka 4 or 5.
Right, I like Warren here, but I think I'll go Drake May. So Drake May, Hendy, and AJB, really cool stack there.
Nice stack.
Okay, so I'm gonna let Travis. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let Travis attack this question. I think I saw Rock Out. I missed a call. Rock Out, give me 1 second. When I come back, I'll add you to the phone line. But go ahead, Travis. But my idea would.
Can you
I like
throw his team up on the screen, Smitty?
Yeah.
So I can look at it.
Yes,
yeah, I mean, are you open to moving a quarterback? Because I think like a JD5 or a Lamar, if you're willing to downgrade a touch, you could get a really good player with them.
Yeah, I thought about that as well. It's my running back room. I'm not too keen on. And again, I adopted this team, and that, like I said, it's not a bad team. It's just I think it's the RB. And if I'm going to trade from a position of strength, maybe the QB. One of Lamar, JD5, whatever.
So like, if you're willing to downgrade to it's a redraft league.
Yeah, it's a redraft.
So I mean, there's Dak, there's Herbert, there's T-Law, Mahomes, Stafford, like any of those guys, Dart even. And I mean, if you took that downgrade, I would think you could probably ask for you could go after a Hendy to put. You have Stevenson for the cuff. Any of these deals get a Coleman thrown into, so you have the Coleman-Harvey combo. If you want to shoot, I mean, man, you should be able to go even higher. Like a Kenneth Walker, find someone that's worried about him. All these guys, Amari and Hampton, if they're worried about him. I know you're a Chargers fan. Like I would just, like Smitty says, start up higher in the Hampton, the Walker, the Chase Brown territory, and work your way down. Don't make a bad deal.
Are there
any teams that you're looking at that need a quarterback?
Hold on.
What about Mahomes? Because I don't like Dart personally, but. What about Mahomes and oh man, the clock. Hold on a second. Hold on, boys. Hold on, Rock out. Mute yourself. I'll be right with you, pal. Thank you. How many picks away am I? Oh, 2 picks away. Okay, hold on. Let me switch over real quickly to this board. But yeah, I think like a Mahomes downgrade from JD5 is acceptable. Bo Nix would be acceptable to me. And then you're just getting some massive piece, though. But it can't just be, Mickey Mouse stuff. It has to be a nice addition.
Yeah, I'm looking at a team that has Dart, but then I don't really see. And he has Dart, but I don't see.
I don't trust Dart.
He does have Genty.
I like Dart.
If it was Dart, it would have to be something massive. But...
Yeah, I don't trust him. This guy's gonna be hurt every week for you, man.
Well, yeah. I'm speaking in terms of the QB. I mean, the win is the RB that I'm trying to get, right?
I know, but you don't want to
so I was just looking
quarterback.
at the Dart team. Yeah, I was looking at the Dart team, and I don't see it. And in addition to that, Genty can hit and everything, but with it being redraft, I already have a love and the upside. So, a Barkley, a Henry, and again, this is a plus, in terms of the value. Just and tell me if I'm off base. Oh, go ahead, Peck. I'm sorry.
Thank you, Chuck Nasty, for that super chat, by the way. And then hold on 1 second. Let me just see what super chat. Hassan, thank you for that super chat.
Go ahead.
And then who wins this 8-man half PPR and Superflex team? Team 1 is Bucky. Team 1, Bucky, send 1.2. Team 2, 1.2, 1.4. And I don't know. What kind of language is this, John? What in the hell are you talking about here? I've never seen anything like this in my life. Hey, man. Okay,
Bucky,
so
send 1.2.
Bucky.
T2, 1.2, 1.4. Send. Talking over walkie-talkies here.
Over and out. I don't know what you're talking about here.
You gotta clarify.
I'll look for your clarification message, but if you could rewrite that, I don't know what in the hell. Let's see. Hold on. Dynasty Superflex Team 1 Bucky. Hold on 1 second. E, just mute yourself, please. Thank you. 8-man happy Dynasty. So Bucky. So Team 1 Bucky says who wins. So Team 1 has
a three-way trade. Oh no, there's 4 teams.
John, you're gonna have to explain this. I have no idea. I could sit here all night trying to figure it out. Do a clarification message. We'll look for it. You don't necessarily have to forget it, but let me look for it. This team so far, and then I'll go back to DJ, then around the phone line. Achan, AJB, ETN, Igbuka, Hendy, Drake May, Josh Downs, Harold Fannin. I like it a lot. All right, go ahead, DJ.
Okay, I'll hold on. You can go around. I'm going to look at some of these teams.
Yeah, look at the Mahomes team. Look at the Bo Nix team. Try and find a big running back upgrade.
Yeah, and I'll come back to you. Go ahead. Appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Rock out. You were live, young man. Then over to E. Go ahead, rock out.
You got room on your whiteboard?
Yes. Let's see here. Hold on. You got a lot of echo from rock out. Let me write it. Let me keep him right here. And let me just write your stuff on the side here. Okay, go ahead, rock out.
All right, I got 2 scenarios. All right, first, Team A is Chase, Rice, and Love. And then I'm going to give you Team 2 after that.
Okay.
You got Team 1?
Yep, we got it.
And then Team 2 is Bijan, Pickens, and Neighbors. Which one are you taking?
Very good teams. Hold on 1 second. Let me think on that. I think I'm going to go with the second one for sure, but let me just draft real quickly on the clock. Jordan Tyson, this slate's pretty good, right, guys? I mean,
yeah, what are you, 10th round or something?
Yeah, I just feel like as my 4th wide receiver, and then my 5th one can be very good too. Like it's not like I have to play him as my 4th, but it's a nice 4th wide receiver. I think people are getting a little carried away with punting Jordan Tyson. Late 9, early 10. I like the value. All right, rock out. I'm gonna say right after I draft this, I'll swing around and Stribling went in early round 9. Okay. I see what you're doing there, bro. I see what you're doing. Who are my running backs? Achane, Etienne, and Hendy, right?
Yep.
My receivers, I love Josh Downs. I think I'll go with my good old league-winning Keaton Mitchell. Okay, back to your team here. Again, ignore. I don't even know what this is. This is like this fabric cloth that I have here. I pulled it out of the trash. Like I mean, it's clean trash. It's all paper, but yeah, it's Roku. I was wondering where I got this.
Oh.
So I had a Roku.
Oh, is it a bag?
Yeah, for a TV, Roku TV. This was the remote was in.
Yeah.
It's got that like really like it's almost like recycled kind of like whatever. So this must be the Roku remote bag that was in
microfiber.
And it works beautifully on this marker that I can't erase. It's just like I keep using it. It looks disgusting. It's a great cloth. I got to find it more.
Code on the eraser though, on that marker.
Yeah. I'm going to cover up DJ's team with the disgusting felt marker eraser cloth. I love I love Rice. These guys are a little bit risky right now. I'm more than okay with the risk. Chase is unbelievable. Bijan's unbelievable. One argues which one's better, so we almost can like wash that value and just say Pickens and Nabers is just way better than Rice and Love, and that's the end of the story.
Yeah,
that's all she wrote. Rock out. That's all she wrote.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah. DJ, did you mute yourself real quick, rock out, and I'll be right back for you. E, let me go to E real quick. E, what's going on? You like how I got your name right finally? E, you happy?
I kind of Steve, Pete, Bob, you know, I mean, I missed a little bit, but yeah.
You just said you hated getting
I'm kidding.
I finally get it right.
Of course you would.
Yeah, of course you'd be difficult. Of course you get it wrong. But go ahead, Pete. I'm calling him Pete. You know what? He's Pete. He's Pete now. I'm calling him Pete.
No.
It's your own fault. It's your own fault. I literally went out of my way. I went out of my way. I named you on the phone line E so I could remember, and here you are complaining.
E from Entourage too.
I know. Entourage. What better? Go ahead, Pete. Eat.
Hey, Petey.
Eat.
Oh, where's Washington gone in this draft? He's not. I don't see him on here. I thought he was going to go. Huh?
Well, he's not like it's not. I mean, he's not the starter anymore.
Back to a cuff.
He's back.
Well, Jency could still miss the first 4 or 5 weeks.
And I was going to take him at the next pick until you mentioned it. Now I got to take him here if I'm going to do it. I'm going to go Coleman anyway.
Nice job, Pete.
Yeah, way to go, P.E.
What do you think of all these injuries and stuff like that? I mean,
they're great, Pete.
Do you think people should be drafting in the earlier weeks, or people should wait?
Don't you hear me talking, screaming, yell about this every day? Like you miss
out. I'm not talking about underdog. I'm talking about home leagues.
Why not? What's the disadvantage?
Because stuff like Jency could happen.
Yeah, but that could happen to anybody. What about all the advantages that you can get? All right, let's go ahead because Pete's going to ruin the value. We'll go Mike Washington. My biggest fear is I'm swiping on Malik Washington whenever I do that. All right, I think I'm good at RB.
That's risky.
Look, there's pros and cons, bro. I mean, scared Scotties will say this is, and you know somebody's repeating what they hear because he's like ESPN saying it. I see the clips, and people are like, "Oh, you just shouldn't draft early. You just shouldn't draft." Like I'm such a worried William that it's out of my control, but I'm still upset about it, bro. Do you realize that? Like, think about what you're saying. These don't draft early phrases and taglines everyone's throwing around right now because people come in and they just repeat it. Think about it. Like, you have just as great a chance of drafting a different team because you waited and then that person suffers an ACL tear in week 2. But if you had drafted early, you would have maybe the values would have been different, and you take the other random player that doesn't have the ACL tear. It's the same odds of anything. As long as you're avoiding injury risk players, there's nothing you can do. And then second of all, it's like you're missing out on so much opportunity. Brooks is climbing. Right now, Hendy's got discounted value. What if any of this changes? You're going to be punching the air later on. Not to mention, like, what about the people that take advantage of drafting Mike Washington and Genty, let's say, went down, and we, the people that stand alone draft Mike Washington, would relish in the glory? Like, it makes no sense at all to argue drafting early. It's a ridiculous point to me. I rave about all the time.
I guess you just want to see who's going to be on the board before. I mean, if they get hurt during the regular season, that's one thing, but
that's the scared Scotty William take. It just is. You're working in quality control on the 13th floor at the bank. Which is fine. But that's the guy that's driving the truck. Monday through Friday, listening to the show in his ear pod. That guy's saying, toot, toot, let's draft early. I get it. And I have all walks of life follow this channel and watch, and I respect it. But I just disagree. I think you're going to play it all safe and draft at the last second. Like, might as well draft off an Excel sheet. That's what Excel sheet is. Excel sheet.
Another question for you. I think you already told me, but you say not to draft players if you think they're going to get injured, right?
Well,
or don't avoid players.
It's a little bit case by case, my boy.
What do you think of CMC? I know you've told me not to draft him, but I'm hearing so many people in my ear because I have the 5th pick. And I think I've been listening to you, and it always helps. So I don't know if I should go Jonathan Taylor, CMC, St. Brown, or because I think I can win in the later drafts. So should I go with like a good floor like St. Brown, or maybe a JSN, or just go a little bit?
You just told me this is what's driving me nuts. You just said I listened to you and you say don't draft CMC. What do you think I should do? Should I draft CMC? Like what? What more can I tell you?
Okay, but if you don't think CMC, you think I should go with the high floor like St. Brown, or because I mean he's finished top 5 last 3 years in a row.
Is available?
Huh?
Is JSN available?
Yeah, he probably will be. But another thing, though, is I kind of want to go running back this year, so I don't know if I should go JT.
Oh, okay.
Travis, what do you think?
He doesn't. I don't think you listened. Well, first of all,
I like how he shifts to me.
Yeah. First of all, this is my show, E. And second of all, like you don't like my answer, you can go over to Travis. But JSN's available, but you're also now going RB no matter what. Like you're not listening to anything the show's telling you. You might hear it, but you're not deploying any of it. You're like, I think I'm going RB. All these things are conservative, Caleb, bro. I was told that the running backs are going to be dry up, so I'm just going to take running backs no matter what. I was told that CMC might be okay, so I'm going to take CMC, which is fine. That's definitely a decision you can make. But I don't know. Running back is definitely could be good. It could be very lucrative for sure. It also depends on what wide receivers are going to fall. Is it a 10-man? Is it a 12-man? In 10-man league, 12-man leagues, 3 mandatory wide receivers or 2 mandatory wide receivers?
Two wideouts, 2 running backs, one flex, and 1 quarterback.
So you can definitely get away with like a Nabers or somebody falling. It happened to me in my league. But if they don't fall, the running back is going to be something you regret doing to a degree. But I think you're talking about passing on JSN, bro. You didn't even mention JSN.
I think I did. I think I said I know you would want me to draft JSN.
Did he? Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere lost in the sauce.
Well, the thing with like CMC versus JT though, like, don't you think they equally have a chance to be the RB1? And I think JT has a better chance. And I think he has less risk of injury.
Way less risk. And not to mention, I honestly like Achane over both of them.
Yeah, I do too.
And this is where you say Achane at number 5. When I'm going to say E. You aren't listening to anything I say every night. You're not watching the show.
Yeah, his value will fall probably to the second if I could get him. But I've been seeing people taking him around the turn, though. 1-2 turn.
Ah. Okay. Hold on one second, boys. I guess I'm gonna go. I'm kind of not paying attention to the end of this draft. Started off so hot. Let's see. I got Drake May and Fernando Mendoza running light at QB, but I think Mendoza will be in the lineup by then. I got AJ Barner, Gadsden, and Fannin. I got Mike Washington, Coleman, Keaton Mitchell, Hendy, ETN, and Achan. I got AJB, Buka, Downs, Tyson. No other wide receivers yet, so I need to go wide receiver shopping here real quickly because I've been kind of lax. But I'll tell you what, I've been lax by design because there are some very, very good wide receiver options that I very much love, like Tesla here, that I think competes with any of these Wicks and Shaheed and Doug. And I like Douglas, but Hunter, Lane, Keenan Allen, McMillan, even Coker. I think Tesla has the potential to be in that territory, but I do like Coker more. But look at from round 11 down, only Coker is the only one I would say, oh my God, Cyrus Allen, but I'm in Snipeville, that I like more than my Tesla pick, and I waited 4 rounds. And then I've got a couple other tricks up my sleeve. But anyway, all right, E, I gotta go around the phone line. So real quick, the last 5 seconds here.
Yeah, all right. I was gonna say Tank Dell there, but I guess Tesla. Why do you like Tesla so much? I just think it's crowded.
I just think he's a playmaker. I think he catches him. He's got amazing hands. I think that translates. I think that, to be honest, I think this is a year. I don't want to say it out loud. I don't want people to get mad at me. I think this is a year that we could see one of St. Brown or JMO miss some time. I just have a weird feeling. You can call it a stupid prediction or whatever you want, but I mean, St. Brown plays so aggressive. I think that there is a world where I could see Tesla finding a way into the starting lineup this year for a month of football, and I just have a vibe, a feeling, a gut instinct that Tesla is going to have a string of amazing performances, even if it's 2 or 3. But Tesla, to me, in best ball is a potential monster. He's always got, even on low volume, a chance to score at any moment. And he's the kind of guy that'll catch 2 footballs and it'll be 1 or 2 touchdowns. So Tesla's got an amazing skill set that, he's in this offense. They want to get him more and more involved. But between JMO and St. Brown and Laporta and all the injuries, there's a real chance, and he can still be relevant in 3 wide receiver sets. There's still a chance that we see Tesla get, schemed up for some touchdown action to the tune of 6-7 touchdowns this year, 5-6 touchdowns this year, easy.
And then Travis and you never told me who you'd go with for the 5th pick. I think.
I mean, I think I'm with Smitty. If JSN's there, I'd go JSN, and then Achan. I like Achan, and I like JT over CMC. I just can't buy CMC at that.
All right, appreciate you.
Carries too much.
Appreciate you. Got to roll around the phone line. Thanks, my guy. Call back.
Thanks,
if you got another one. Yeah, call back if you got another one. I'm going to keep the phone lines moving as the in-season comes. Where it's DJ. I need to get your couple trade ideas real quickly, but let me just continue to draft. I think you guys are sniping the hell out of me. Whoever's down at the end there is just taking all my picks. I don't mind though because I love Chris Bell, but I was going to try and get Malachi Fields to go with my. Wait, do I have? I think I'm mixing up my teams here. Yeah, I don't have Nabers in this one. I have Nabers in the other one. I was thinking I needed Malachi Fields with Nabers, but that was my other draft. So this works out actually perfect. Chris Bell, 50% chance or greater that he starts week 1, Travis? I mean, this is getting crazy how he's...
I think so.
I love this kid. I love him. Absolutely love him. Mendoza and Drake May. I guess I'm going to ride light. And then wide receiver... Is there another quarterback? I think I'll go Brissett. I'll take a little gamble at the wide receiver position. All right, I'll do that. And then real quickly, let me drag these questions real quickly. I got 3 of them, and bring them to the other screen real quickly. So I have more real estate. And let's go over to this board right here. So let me drop these bad boys on screen. And then I have another super chat. Or no, I think I got them. Do I have them all? There's one more. I think it was this one here. It says, would you draft CD and Pickens on the same team? I would in best ball. I don't know if I would in non-best ball. Not that I would avoid it per se, but I don't think that's as good of a lucrative of a decision in non-best ball because it can really hamper you. But that would be a combo. I think you could be okay with it. Last bench spot, 12-man league. Should I go Jalen Naylor or Cyrus Allen? Cyrus Allen, not even close. Thank you for the super chat. And then John gave us this update on his trade. So let me go to the marker board now and attack John's question. John, thank you for clarification. And he said, team 1 gets Bucky and sends. Okay, so team 1, Bucky. You're right, Travis. It is a 3-way trade. Team 2 gets 1.2. This is a little easier for some reason to read. I feel like before it was like weird. So you get team 2 gets 1.2 and 1.4. 1.2, 1.4, and sends 1.1. That's the part where I don't need to really know that, I guess. Well, yeah, I guess I do to see if that team should do it. Okay. But I was just going to judge what side was best. But team 3 gets Hendo. So team 3 gets Hendy. And team 4. Jeez, bro. What the hell's going on here? Team 4. How do you get 4 people, 4 nutbags to do something like this? Team 4 gets 1.1 in Hampton. Team 1 gets 1.
I think team 1 is cooking this trade up.
I think John, you're team 4 and you think you're going to pull this off. Hammer says Goff, Purdy, 6 point per TD passing. What's the question there? I don't know if I follow what was going on in Rumble. Goff, Purdy, 6 point. I don't know what we were talking about there. That seems like what we were talking about, not what's going on there. Oh, are you asking like which one? I would probably say Hammer. I would go. I don't know. I mean, Purdy's been so solid the last handful of years when you look at the stats, but I don't know. Injury concerns me. Goff is in a plethora of the schedule. Everything's just lined up.
Goff is kind of set it, forget it. Like QB 6 to 12. So, but Purdy's got upside.
I'd probably go Goff. This one right here. So team 1 gets Hampton to 1.1. Might be sending the most away though. Sends Bucky, Hendo, and a 27 first plus a 1.6. So let me try and wrap my head around whether team 4 is cooking. So you get Love and Hampton for Bucky, Hendy, a 27 first, and a 1.6. I would take Love and Hampton in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And then it's even too confusing to write down, bro, because it's right in front of our face. Even I don't know how. I'm just making it worse by writing it down. I
think the problem is everyone's going to look at what he gets and just go, "Oh, he gets way too much." Whoever team 4 is.
Yeah. So let me just evaluate who did the best send away getting. That's the only thing I can really do. So get Bucky, you send the 1.2. Okay. So 1.2 for Bucky. I think that's pretty even. You're Tate or Price for Bucky. I'd probably rather have Bucky by a hair. So I think that team 1 does well. Gets the 1.2 plus 1.4, sends the 1.1. Getting cooked. Team 2 is terrible. The sacrificial lamb of this. So whoever team 2 is, it better not be your dad or your mom, or you're doing them dirty, bro. And then team sends 1.1. Team 3 gets Hendo and 27 first rounder, sends 1.6. Wait a minute. What? You get Henderson in the 27 first for the 1.6? What is this? Your second ghost team that you have in the league? You got 2 teams? What's going on here, bro? Why is this first rounder not going to the poor sap that's getting the 1.2, 1.4, sending away why doesn't this person at team 2 getting the 1.2, 1.4 and a future first rounder for Jeremiah Love? That's what should be happening. And then this team right here, you're getting Hendo, a 27 first rounder, and all you're sending away is a 1.6. What in the hell? And team 4 getting 1.1 in Hampton. I don't know. This is so hard to break down. Bro, I'm sorry, but I broke it down as best as I can. I don't really.
That's something you throw at the wall and hope it sticks.
That's like a $50 super show. I don't know how. I mean, I'd be spending all night on it, to be honest with you. But I think that team 2 and 3 are getting cooked. Just getting cooked. Are you worried about the Hendy report at all? We talked about it. We don't really know anything, and he just slipped and they were like taping. You don't slip, tear something, need surgery, but they're like taping you up, and like, you know what I mean. So that's what the report was. But we'll find out more tomorrow probably. But am I worried? I mean, I'm never happy that my player slips out there and then goes to the locker room, but I think, everyone just assumes things are doom and gloom. Case in point would be the Genty news, and it was the prayer circle that did him in. If they just would have let the music keep going and they didn't stop and the whole team wrap around and do a prayer circle, I don't think we would have everybody going, we don't know what it is. Let's find out tomorrow. But the prayer circle, people thought he was getting put in an ambulance and sent to the mortuary. People just completely took things to a whole nother level. And unfortunately that got reported and we were beholden to the news. It wasn't like we did anything wrong. How do you expect Dobbs to rise in the ranks amongst the wide receiver 2 options in the Booty trade, which we haven't talked about yet? Like, Dobbs does go up quite a bit. It's a very good point.
He gets a nice bump.
Yeah, for sure. I would say really, really cool wide receiver 4 or 5 in fantasy.
And the reports are that he was a little slow to get on the same page with May, and supposedly they've looked really good lately. So
yeah. Wide receiver 4 or 5 that could like flirt with your wide receiver 3 spot with buys and injuries and other things. So Dobbs he's a really good, talented player, very good player, dog, veteran, understands everything. Like, that's the kind of guy that Drake May needed. Actually, we goes unstated. He really goes understated. He's a really, really, really good player to add to this mix. DJ, what is the trade that you potentially cooked up, young man?
Well, I think I found the
weak
team.
link.
Yeah, no, the squad is solid, so I think I can get something done.
Hopefully his team has 2 or 3 from that other trade. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, when you were talking about 27, is that next year's draft as opposed to Love? Anyway, he was talking about 20. Anywho, Mahomes golf, right? But he has in his running back stable Henry, Hampton, Irving, Coleman, Jones, and Dobbins. I guess I should share. I guess it's top 3 receivers: Chase, Olave, and Adams.
Okay.
QB's. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. Derrick Henry. I don't know if I.
Okay, so my first thought is, who's his quarterback?
Mahomes, Goff, and Stroud.
Oh, okay, Mahomes, Goff, and Stroud.
Stroud.
Okay, so you send him. I mean, honestly, Travis, you'd rather keep JD5, right? Or do you like Lamar now?
Well, I think Lamar has more value than JD5, so I'd be looking to move him, and I like JD5 a little more.
Now, you're a Lamar guy, though, right? DJ, you don't want to.
No.
Yeah, you don't. No. I'm sorry, DJ. Or do you not care?
No, not in terms of Norm. I really have to hurt stuff. But at any rate,
okay.
Redraft. So if I'm thinking redraft, and maybe to Travis's point, Lamar might be able to get me more. Which is to say, whatever one I can get more in, I'm down.
All right, you want my idea? So well, let's throw Lamar at
Smitty. That's why I'm asking.
Okay, let's throw Lamar and let's say, I mean, we could go Hampton or Harvey and Lamar because he's got Coleman. We could potentially go that way, or we could bring Coleman over here. But if you were to get, let's say, Lamar, Harvey, and Waddle, so Harvey, and you don't have to trade Harvey. You could potentially throw Coleman into this and take Harvey out if you wanted. So, like, let's say we tried that. Let's try and do the best. Try and get the best of both worlds. Stevenson, Waddle, and Lamar for Mahomes and Hampton
and Coleman.
Right? And Coleman, yeah. I'm trying that. I'm not saying it's a lock.
Yeah.
But I mean, damn, that's the Lamar side should help. I don't know if he feels like Mahomes is not far off Lamar. And if he does, then you could try JD5, maybe like JD5 more. And then if that doesn't work, I would consider giving him Harvey. And if he doesn't care about that, I don't know how much he likes Corum. You could look at that. And if that doesn't work, then I suppose you could explore Bucky and Coleman because you got, because you have Harvey. So Bucky and Coleman and Mahomes for like just Lamar and Stevenson or something like that. You could look into that. I don't hate that idea. Bucky's pretty intriguing to get.
Okay,
did you
so
say
wait.
He has Derrick Henry.
Right. I was just going to say, did I? Are you just completely out on Henry? He has Henry as well.
And this
That's
is
what
redraft.
This
is redraft. Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, redraft.
Yeah, I could go Henry instead of Hampton in that same original offer. Lamar, Waddle, and Stevenson for Mahomes and Henry and Coleman. I could do that too. Sure.
And I mean, if you know who he's higher on between Hampton and Henry, offer it for the guy he's higher on first, so he feels like he's coming down to it. Say if he's higher on Hampton, he feels like he's coming down to a Henry, so he's not as upset about giving it up.
Yeah, I think those are all very doable, very easy to offer.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, I think he's a team, to work something out with. Okay, yeah, and the Lamar side, better value. Like I said, I'm indifferent. Whatever I can get the best value on. I wonder if I even have a slide to be able to maybe get. I'm not opposed to getting golf because of my two quarterbacks in terms of maybe even a receiver.
If you get golf, I want Hampton. If you get golf, I want Hampton.
Right.
And I don't know.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that would be like a slide. You know what I mean? I would want Hampton. I would prefer to kind of do that to ensure that I get like a Hampton, ensure that I get that RB win. I'd love to be able to get Coleman. So if a slide, just my thoughts, but I'll take that what you were speaking of in terms of running with that.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to slide to a golf to ensure a Hampton if I can.
And make him give up Coleman too. Make sure he gives him a deal as well.
Right.
I don't hate it, but I'll just tell you, man, I'm pushing for the Mahomes thing. I like golf, but if you put Mahomes on this team, it doesn't miss much of a beat for me. Like I almost think you're
he's getting Lamar,
cleaners,
who is like QB2 on redraft coming off the board.
I just don't want golf. I want Hampton and Hampton and Mahomes and Coleman.
Well, that's the first piece. I was speaking.
But I'm just saying, I don't want the golf. I don't want the golf. I just don't.
Well, no, I'm speaking in terms of a slide. So you wouldn't slide to that if he can't get the Mahomes to the Hampton.
Oh,
you wouldn't slide to the golf at Hampton.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. But I want Coleman as well. So okay. You don't always get what you want, but I'm just trying to leverage. I think the best.
You could always try and trade Addison or Stevenson for Coleman anyway if it doesn't work out. But all right, DJ, appreciate you.
Best show on the planet, man. Thanks, Watt.
Rock out. DJ. What else you got? Rock out. Hello? Bouncing off the moon. Rock out sliding down the staircase, trying to get his phone.
Down the stairs.
He's got the AirPods in. Rock out. Do we need to hang up on you again? Let's do it again. He likes it. Rock out.
Oh, he wants it. That's what it is.
Finish him.
It's his dream come true. Last night he begged to be hung up on. All right. I'm gonna put the timer up, guys. Appreciate everyone in the building. Anybody would like the show to be extended and have your topic be the extension, you are free to drop a $20 super chat at your leisure. If you do so, in fact, want to have the show extended on your topic. So there's the Travis, any 9-minute and 50-second conversation you can cook up right now? Maybe it's Nabers related. I don't know.
Yeah. So, all right, let's look at the ADP for a sec with Nabers here. So are you Pickens over Nabers right now, or are they about even for you?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm taking Pickens. I don't say every time. Like if I had 10 drafts, I'd take in 6 or 7 and Nabers the rest. But definitely that's redraft. But
right.
I'm not doing a 10 out of 10. I mean, I'd say 4, 6 and 4. 6 Pickens, 4 Nabers, mainly because of Nagy, Roman, Harbaugh, Dart's injury concerns. I love Winston, though, too. His coming back from an ACL tear, just a combination of things that say lots of moving parts, love him. Values accounting for that, though. He's going in the late second to early third. This guy, I think, goes later than he should, but a little bit ahead of him. But worth, no concerns, no risk, no red flags. Great backup quarterback, good backup quarterback, great backup quarterback. Both protected in that regard, which is a big deal to have that. I think that Flacco for Jamar Chase it's really, really underrated topic when you're trying to decide between two very equal pieces. But why? Who are you liking more, Nabers or Pickens? Pickens or Nabers?
No, I'm very torn. I think like say you have that like 210 or 211 pick where Pickens is going about and Nabers goes right after him. I think it's more likely that Nabers drops a little because I think in every league you're going to have 2, maybe 3 people that are like, oh, but his knee, they're worried about the knee and how he's coming off an injury. So I think he still falls. Now, we got, what is it, almost 3 weeks till opening night of the season. So yeah, we got to watch the hype build on him now that he's got rid of that red jersey. And because there is also a huge Nabers group that's like Nabers ride or die. So I think those two are going to be pulling at each other to see where he ultimately ends up in ADP.
I love the Nabers Pickens stack. I think Rockout didn't Rockout ask us that in his
that was one of them. Yep.
So Gibbs,
Bijan Pickens Nabers he had.
I mean, boy, would it be even better to have. And I think I have it in a couple places. I just don't know how I'd find it. But Gibbs and Pickens and Nabers like this. I know I have something like this from earlier in the offseason too, but this right here is capable of being had now. That's crazy. That's league winning right there. And so is the Gibbs, Pickens, McBride, Gibbs, Pickens, Love. Rice a little bit.
Oh, and the other thing I was going to bring up was because of this Kayshon Boutte trade, I don't know if I read that they were going to do it or a writer with the team was speculating that they're going to stick Boutte at right as the X receiver. And that means Collins is going to be moving around, which I love for Nico Collins.
Yeah, you want him all over.
I'm always a little wary of him because he misses games, and in Dynasty, he's a little bit older. But for redraft, that as much as I love London, I think I have Nico above London now.
Yeah, I I think he's
do you feel that way?
I think I probably have him about the same, but that's a strong nod that I agree with you, because instead of going no London all day over him, I think I'm pretty torn.
Yeah,
especially with Stefanski and all that. Like
I'd be torn, but yeah, that situation worries me a little.
And in his current role, he's proven to be quarterback proof with what they have in the building. Like JJ wasn't quarterback proof with what they had in the building, but JJ might be quarterback proof somewhere else or whatever. Or he could be here as well. But Nico is quarterback proof in this environment with these quarterbacks. We know that. So Nico's pretty damn safe. But I agree with you. I mean, this guy's a top 5 to 8 wide receiver. Like range of outcomes is certainly like that would be the higher end of it, but certainly capable of being a top 5 to 8.
Yeah. And there's one other thing. I forget. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But and you're still clicking Bowers every time over London and Nico, or what's the percentage there? Yeah.
100%. I just, because you don't get it very often, it's got to be 100%. You know, you're getting Bowers as a late second round pick while being able to get one of Pickens or Nabers or Nico is just a rarity. So if you get the 1.1 and you get Gibbs and you get Pickens, like this is a home run that you don't see very often. You have to take advantage. This is just a crazy balanced stack right here. This probably is my favorite trio, which is very rare. And maybe Pickens has to be the third piece here if you need to process this with your particular draft like likelihoods.
And say you're at the 1.4 though. Say you go JSN. I know a lot of people go Puka, but I have a draft where I get the 1.4 and I'm thinking about going JSN right now. Or you could even do 1.3 with Chase. If it comes back around and Bowers is there, are you taking Bowers, or will you take like a Love or say a Henry or Hampton Falls? Like, are you going to take the RB instead of Bowers?
I would
for the build. Or
I would take Hampton over Bowers because I think I would anyway.
Anyways, yeah.
But if Hampton's gone, Walker's gone, Chase Brown's gone, and it's Jeremiah Love, I'm punting Jeremiah Love to the third pick, taking the gamble on Bowers. I go Gibbs, Bowers, and then I'm not going. I'm going wide receiver, not Love. But let's say. Oh, you said JSN. Okay. So if I was to draft,
JSN, the 3-4 pick, if you're stuck. With
so that's it. Let me go over to that board. That'd be here. Okay, let me go here. So if we have JSN in the perfect, he's right there. Let me get everybody else off the screen though, so they don't confuse matters. See you over here, DK over here. Okay, so if it is JSN here and Bowers falls, I'm taking Hampton over Bowers. I'm taking Walker over Bowers. I'm taking Chase Brown. Not every time, but majority of the time. And then I'm punting for Love, who I think is gonna fall. Like typically he will because of the injury.
And if we play this out, say Love gets scooped up there, are you going to reach and grab like an ETN to make sure you have one of those? Or are you just punting further? Or I guess you could take Breece Hall. He'll probably be there.
I might like ETN. I might like ETN more than Breece Hall.
Well, that was what my gut was just telling me when I'm looking
at
Breece Hall. Is that like, right. But, he's got the injury dealing with already. And ETN, he feels so safe. Like, I mean, ETN feels safe, and just below him, Javonte feels safe to me too. But
imagine this right here.
Though, you'd be all right going ETN.
Yeah, and for you, people that are fortunate to get Josh Allen to fall in your leagues, like imagine this combo: JSN, Bowers, ETN, Josh Allen. That balance just blows your mind.
Yep.
But if
we play that out, Then you hope for like a Henya or a Tootin in the 5th.
And you, yeah.
And you could, Bucky.
And you could say you go Josh Allen in 3 because he'll never fall in my league, not in my league, not in my league. Well, every league's different. So Josh Allen in 3, do you think ETN would fall? Because he does fall to the end of 4 a lot.
Yes, he does.
So this right here looks unbelievable. Like, this is such a good team. This is a league-winning team. And if we take Josh Allen out and we put G. Willie in.
Yeah.
And maybe we move ETN back up here and we put G. Willie here. I mean, I love this team too. I think this is a league-winning team. But I guess the only question I would have is that can we, if we get rid of Bowers, we put Jeremiah Love. I mean, of course, again, Chase Brown, any of those guys that take over Bowers anyway. But let's say we force an early Jeremiah Love drafting, which I don't think is league losing at all. I think that the fact that people are just already writing off this guy was everyone's new Bijan, which we told you about. We told you. Where's my coffee? We told you. And now all of a sudden he has a little ankle boo-boo and everybody's like forgetting that they just accepted what we told you, that this is the next Bijan Robinson. Now all of a sudden it's like this guy's forgettable. It's so fickle, man. But this right here, and then let's take ETN. I mean, you could still put ETN on this board, but let's say you do this. Let's say you take ETN, JSN, Love, ETN, Wilson. That's great. And this you take a gamble here, and then you get flexibility to then pass on that and punt ETN the next round, let's say. And then let's say you go Josh Allen here, and then you get either one of Wilson or ETN here. Like, that's league winning. I like that. That's a really good combo.
I like that. All right, and since we're closing up here, I remembered the one other question I was going to ask. Regarding Atlanta, Tua looks really bad. Penix, he's got to be healthy and stuff. What's your take so far on this guy, Jack Strand?
I like him.
It's interesting. I don't want to say like I'm buying in. I don't want to predict anything, but it's interesting to me, and they say, oh, he's a D2 because he doesn't have the strongest arm, I guess, is what the knock on him is. But he also, I guess, from what I see, like, he made a decision to stay in D2 and play for the school he played at. I don't know. There's a bunch of stuff with him. But he's looked pretty good, and he feels like a gamer, kind of a dog. Like, granted, the coach worries you there, but does that make you feel a little bit better, or you just gotta wait and see more on it?
I'm real excited about him. I think that, as I said on the, I don't know if
it's really interesting.
Yeah, if you saw, I don't know if you saw it on the APM show, you probably didn't. I
probably missed that part.
Yeah, Purple John called in about it, and he called him like, he called him like, what did he call him? He called him not Strand. He called him. He tried to call in and talk about him, but as he was talking about it, he was calling him by the wrong name or something. And so we were like, you mean Strand? But then I hung up on him for something. I forget what it was. Oh yeah, he goes, so if we're worried about Mendoza, like now, like, should we be worried and get rid of him? And I said, for what? What did Mendoza do to worry you? And then he started like going off on that, and then I hung up on him. But Strand, what I was trying to tell him before he derailed it with all that was that I think I kind of got some of this out on the APM show, but that I believe that there feels like a little bit of that gem. Like, I don't know how much of it, 10% chance, 5% chance, 3% chance that this could be a sleeping giant hiding. Like, how big of a sleeping giant? Like, just, Dak Prescott and Russell Wilson were 2 quarterback calls that your boy called on CBS NBC Sports Radio because I loved their upside. Before Dak was ever the starter, Tony Romo was still planning on coming back. Dak was going to be behind him. I went on CBS NBC or CBS Radio, whichever one the show was on at that time, because it bounced from CBS to NBC. I think it was CBS. And I went on our 23-year running longest fantasy football radio show in the world. and said that Dak Prescott will be a top 5-10 quarterback in the league. And everyone thought I was insane. Tony Romo's the starter. Who the hell's Dak Prescott? Same thing I said about Russell Wilson, even though Russell ended up he was good for a while and then he turned into a, bad quarterback. But quarterbacks, they rise once in a while. The Kurt Warners, obviously Tom Brady's. And I believe this could be one of those Brock Purdy's where it's like the odds are not always going to be, they're not good. You're not going to land them. You can't predict them with 100% accuracy, but this has a little bit of that feel to it, just like Carson Beck feels that way. Just like, what's his face? Haynes in Carolina.
Yeah, Haynes.
The Haynes versus Beck show. That was fun to watch. There's a little bit of that vibe with Strand, Haynes, Beck, Milton, Milroe.
There.
Yeah, Milton, Milroe. All those guys have the ability to have. They all have a little bit of that value, and so it's hard to really know.
Yeah, I thought it was. I'll go back and listen to that part too, but I thought it was just something to note that like there's this small glimmer of hope there, at least that like
sure.
At least another option at quarterback there with considering how like I thought. I'm not a big Tua guy, but I thought like, okay, if they can keep him upright, maybe, he can deliver the ball. Like we talked about that, but he's looked bad. There's no denying that. And then Penix is a wild card, so.
Yeah. Swaggy says, do I have non-PPR rankings? My rankings are a morph between them all so that they cover all of them. They're like a 0.5 that honestly, when you're in 0.5 mode, non-point per receptions are not much different at all. And when you're in 0.5 mode, 1 point per reception is not that different at all. So it's a morph between all of them. So the answer is no, I don't have separate rankings. It's almost asinine to have, like, you just can't. Like, I couldn't imagine me going in daily and being like, okay, hold on, let me move him down. And then the news comes in and you're like, okay, I'm going to move him up here. You just couldn't manage them. So it's a morph, which covers you. Like the rankings they're covered. But Swaggy, what?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, Swaggy, the projections are sortable. So the weekly rankings, the weekly lineup rankings, the cheat sheet, the weekly projections that are based off of how many receptions they get are all sortable. So once the season kicks off, you are completely covered on half PPR, non-PPR, or full PPR. So everything weekly has it. The projections, everything includes your customizable one-click switch it to non-PPR. So the player pages, everything, you'll get your fix of that. But for the rankings on the site, the draft rankings, they're all 0.5 morph between that cover pretty much everything. It's the only way to really do it and get it, keep it as accurate as possible. And there's not much that's going to change, because if it's 0.5, then Henry, who doesn't catch as many passes, we think that could change this year. He doesn't move down that much from 0.5 to 0. So you're completely covered. Thank you, Swaggy. Great question. Go ahead, Travis.
And I think the only thing to watch, and this is going to be league to league, this is knowing your league mates. In those leagues, they're usually, leagues that have been around for a while too. So more traditional players and stuff, but the running back can get pulled up, and running backs can go even quicker than they go in other leagues. So that's just something to know about your league. Like we had someone call in the other night where it was like, I don't know, the guy that took ETN in the second round or whatever it was, because he was afraid of missing out on the running back. You may see the running backs fly off the board. So just, don't panic and take an ETN in the second round. Work around that, take advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. By the way, there's this video footage of Nabers out there. I'll put this on my Instagram here tonight, but it's just, this guy is out there just doing work. Look at him real quickly. Look at this. Hold on. This is out there gliding. He looks almost 100%. It's easy how good he looks right now out there. Malik Nabers. That is footage from today, and he just looks unbelievable.
And I think you were saying how, earlier in the show, once Nabers, hit that mark, he was going to take off more, like faster than other guys you see and stuff. Like we could see some of that with Chris Bell too, where he's such an elite talent, elite athlete that he just, hits his markers and leaps and bounds to week 1. So I'm excited for that. Both of them, Nabers and Bell.
Rome says, I'll take AJB over Lamb for sure. I don't hate that take, Rome. I don't.
No.
Would I try and get away with trading down, or if there's a trade getting more? Sure. All right, Travis, appreciate you. No extenders tonight, which is fine. It's never expected, always appreciated, and it's more about what you guys are wanting. You're watching. You want the show to go longer. It is what it is. We'll be back. Appreciate you all. 2 hours in the books,
Smitty.
regardless. Thank you, Travis. Appreciate you.
Thanks. Bye.
Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live whenever big news breaks, and live at midnight Eastern almost every single night. We've probably gone 200, 250, 220 straight days of being live at midnight Eastern. So I will see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you. Travis in the building. Thank you, Hammer, for dropping the $20 super chat earlier. And thank you to everybody that dropped supers tonight on the YouTube channel. We had Jordan, we had Target, we had Travesty, we had Mr. Smith, we had Stiffy, appreciate you. Pause, appreciate you. Morrison. Give me one of your thoughts on my upgrades. What do we say on this one? This one was from Papalos. I appreciate you dropping this. Did I handle this? Yes, I did. Okay. This was JD5 Bijan Warren. So I said Warren. Thank you for the $20 super chat, by the way, bro. Are you still out there? Papo, appreciate you for dropping that, my guy. $20 super chat from Papo. And we did kind of go way beyond the timer anyway, so I'm going to say we included that one as an extender. This one here from Chuck Nasty, $2 super chat, appreciate you. Hassan, appreciate your super chat. Hassan, John, appreciate you. Fake, appreciate you. D. Watt, thank you for the super chat. Yeet, thank you, kind sir. 1125, appreciate you. And Swaggy, thank you for the super chat. I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, DJ, for calling in. Thank you, Rockout, for calling in. Rockout, did I get Rockout? Oh, he hung up on Rockout because he wasn't there. That's right. Rockout, thanks for calling in. You like getting hung up on. Travis, thanks for calling in. Graveyard Crew out.